in cash if you were a contestant on Hitman. And now, here's the host of Hitman, Peter Tamarkin.
Thank you, and welcome to Hitman. And as always, we're going to make the experts on two more subjects, just like we did yesterday when we found out that Lon Chaney's hump in the Hunchback of Notre Dame weighed 70 pounds. Talk about get off my back. But before we play the game, let's meet the players who are going to actually play it. And here they are, starting with Barbara.
Hi, I'm Barbara Bacon, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My husband Danny and I have been married a year and a half. I'm in sales, and I'm an old movie buff.
An old movie buff. What's your favorite old movie?
Random Harvest with Greer Garson.
Oh, a lovely movie. That's
Beautiful.
a great one. Okay, nice to have you with us. All right, let's meet our second player, Dan.
Hi, I'm Dan Angel. I'm a native of Michigan. I'm a college administrator. I'm married. I have 2 children, and my hobby is magic.
Okay, welcome to Hitman, Dan. And let's meet Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy Burlingham. I'm native of Southern California. I'm married to a police officer, and I have 2 gorgeous kids, Brooke and Shane, and my hobby is being a stage mother.
Good for you. Okay, welcome everybody to Hitman. Now, these are our 3 challengers, 2 of whom will get a chance to go up against our champion in round 2. But we don't have to wait to meet our champion, because here he is right now, Leon Reed. Leon, how you doing? Okay, good to see you. All right, back again. What is this here?
Number 5.
Fifth time. You're getting to be a fixture around here.
Hope so.
Okay, ready to take on 2 of these 3 challenges?
Oh, let's try.
Okay. All right, and in just a minute, we're going to be showing our contestants and you out there our first story. Of course, Leon, you'll be watching from off stage. We'll be seeing you after round 1, and we'll be seeing you right after this. Okay, we're back and ready to go. Now, you know we get all the answers before we get to the questions, but all the answers are in the form of a story, and all the answers and all the questions are going to be based on that story, the story of the making of Casablanca. This is Rick's place, an exotic nightclub set in the middle of an exotic city, Casablanca. At least that's the way it was in the movie. In real life, the film was shot in Burbank, except for the airport scene, which was done a few miles away in Van Nuys, and so much for exotic locales. The movie itself had humble origins. It began as an unproduced play called Everybody Comes to Rick's, which Warner Brothers Studio bought for just $20,000. The screenwriters kept Rick's, which in the film is called the Café Americain, but they made up most of the rest. One of the writers, Howard Koch, was writing even as they were filming. Remember Rick's line to Ilsa? "Here's looking at you, kid." Well, Koch didn't have to write that. It was an ad-lib from Bogart. Ingrid Bergman, who played Ilsa, had a special problem. Because the ending wasn't written until the filming was almost over, she never knew whether she was supposed to be in love with Bogart or the man who played her husband, Paul Henry. By the way, Rick was almost played by Ronald Reagan. Then Rick would have looked at the one he loved and said, "Here's looking at you, Barzo." In fact, when the producer, Hal Wallace, told the studio he wanted Bogart, Jack Warner yelled, "Who the hell would ever want to kiss Bogart?" When Warner figured out that the answer was a lot of women, he cast him. Strangely, Conrad Veidt, who played the villainous Nazi major, was the highest paid actor in the cast. He got $5,000 a week. Don't feel bad for Bogart. Soon after Casablanca, Warner's gave him a new contract that made him the best paid actor in the world. In 1943, Casablanca won the Oscar for Best Picture. The director, Michael Curtiz, also won an Oscar. Curtiz was Hungarian, and his English wasn't the best. In accepting, he said, "So many times I have a speech ready, but no dice. Always a bridesmaid, never a mother." It's a good thing he didn't write the script. The movie featured a song that no one could forget, As Time Goes By. Though it was written by Herman Hupfield a dozen years before, it wasn't a hit until Casablanca was released. Then it became so popular that Dooley Wilson, the actor who sang it in the movie, started getting more fan mail than Clark Gable. By the way, although Dooley Wilson portrayed Sam, the man who Bogey supposedly asked to play it again, Sam never played it at all, because Dooley Wilson couldn't play the piano. He only faked the finger movements. But that was okay, because Bogart never asked Sam to, quote, play it again, unquote. He just said, play it, and faulty memories added the rest. In the unforgettable last shot of the film, Bogart and Claude Rains walk into the fog on their way to join the Free French. Says Bogart, "Louis, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. It is also the end of a beautiful movie. All right, that's our first story. Our game is played in two very different rounds. In round one, our three challengers will be fighting it out in order to determine which two of them are going to go on to do battle with our reigning champion later on in round two. And, of course, we make that determination by running our little race. Now, whichever two of you crosses that finish line first will be the two who get to go on and meet our champion in round two. Unfortunately, that person who comes in third will not have that opportunity because they'll be out of the game. Hands on buzzers, because here comes your first question. What unforgettable song was featured in Casablanca, Kathy?
As time goes by.
You are right, and you're the first one out of the gate. What line did Bogart ad-lib? Kathy.
Just looking at you, kid.
You are right again. Okay, Kathy's moving out quickly. Who almost played the part of Rick? Barbara?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is right, and Barbara steps up. That would have been interesting, wouldn't it, Ronald Reagan? Okay, next question. Most of the film Casablanca was shot in what city, Barbara?
Burbank.
Burbank is right, and Barbara's even with Kathy. The ladies are taking it to you, Dan. Okay, here we go. What was the name of the play on which Casablanca is based, Barbara?
Everybody Comes to Rick's.
You are right again. Barbara moves up into the lead. Kathy one behind, and Dan's yet to be heard from. Here's the question. In Casablanca, who played Ilsa? Kathy. Yes, she did. Kathy's even with Barbara. What is the full name of Rick's Cafe in the movie? Barbara?
Rick's Cafe Americana.
Oh, you can't take that, Barbara. It's Cafe American. You're even with Kathy, and here's the next question. Julie Wilson fakes playing what instrument, Kathy?
Piano.
Piano is right. Now Kathy's one step away from being our first winner. And here's the question that could put you over. Bogart said, Louis, I think this is going to be the beginning. Barbara?
A beautiful friendship.
Of a beautiful friendship is right. Barbara's even with Kathy, both one step away from being our first winner. And here's a question that could put either over. Or either over, as it were. What was the name of the highest paid actor in the cast? Dan.
Sight.
No, Veidt. Conrad Veidt. Okay. Dan, you got to sit it out. We go to Barbara and Kathy with this question. And here it is. If one of you answers it correctly, it puts you right into the winner's circle. Name the character portrayed by Julie Wilson. Kathy.
Sam.
Sam is right, Kathy, and you're our first winner. Congratulations, you got yourself $300. And you get a chance to meet that champion in round two. And just sit back and relax while Dan and Barbara fight it out. Dan's back in the game. Barbara's one step away. What studio bought the... Dan?
Warner.
Warner Brothers is right. Everybody come to Rick. Yeah, when you're in that position, you got to jump in. You were right. Okay, Barbara is still one step away. Here's the next question. What words did Bogey actually say to Sam? Barbara.
Play it again.
No, he said, play it. He did not say play it again. You fell into the trap. Okay, Barbara, you were wrong. We're going to turn your podium light out. We go strictly to Dan. If you're right, Dan, if you know the answer, Dan, press the buzzer. If you don't, just don't press it. That way you don't get penalized. Question is all for you, and here it is. After Casablanca, what did Warner's give Bogart?
A new contract.
A new contract is right. Dan moves up. Moving up on Barbara, who's back in the game. Barbara's kind of stalled at the finish line. Here is the next question. To what character did Rick say, here's looking at you, Dan?
Bergman.
No, character, the answer is Ilsa. Bergman was the actress. You have to say Ilsa was the answer. Okay, Dan, you got to turn your podium light out. We go to Barbara. It's all for you, Barbara. You know the rules. If you know it, press the buzzer. If you don't, just don't touch it. If you get it right, you are our second winner, and here it is. All for you. Who said, who the hell would ever want to kiss Bogart? Jack Warner. Yep. Okay, Dan's back in. You got a reprieve, Dan. I saw the sigh of relief. Here's a question for Barbara and Dan. As Time Goes By was written how many years, Barbara?
1 dozen.
1 dozen is right, and you're our second winner. Congratulations, Barbara. That means you are going to join Kathy in that fight against the champ in round two. Well done. Dan, you had a couple of tough ladies to battle against. You played well. We've got some nice prizes for you. I thank you for being on Hitman. All right, we'll be back in a moment to see how our challengers do battle against the champion in round two. Right after this. Okay, we're back for round two of Hitman, and we've got our two winners with us. We've got Kathy, who's won $300 in round one, and we've got Barbara, who won $200 in round one. Okay, now round two, ladies, is a little different, because in this round, the challengers attempt to unseat the champion. Therefore, let's meet him one more time, our champion of 4 days, Leon Reed. How are you, Leon? Okay, $16,300. Leon, let me ask you, I'm sure everybody's interested. Have you always had a very retentive mind, or you have a...
It's just a gift. The good Lord gives everybody different presents. I just have sort of a sponge up there for weird facts.
That sponge is coming
These
real...
two are tough.
You found that? You saw, huh? They are. Well, give you a run for your money.
Great chance.
Let's see how it works out. In round 2, we're going to see a brand new story. And that is Henry VIII and his 6 little ladies. You think people mess around too much today? Well, let us tell you about a king who couldn't hold still for a second. When Henry VIII was 12, he was promised a marriage for the first time. It was to Catherine of Aragon. Catherine was a real catch, because her mother was Queen Isabella of Spain. But Henry put off marrying her until he was 18, and then he only did it because it was his father's dying wish. 10 years later, Henry divorced Catherine because he was in love with another woman, Anne Boleyn. Now, here's where the story picks up tempo. Catherine of Aragon was sent to live in exile, and Anne Boleyn moved into the castle. Soon, Anne Boleyn was pregnant, so Henry married her and made her Queen of England. They lived happily ever after, until Anne gave birth to a girl who they named Elizabeth. Henry had been hoping for a boy, so he decided to dump Anne Boleyn. What he did was accuse her of committing adultery with 5 men. And then he had her beheaded, without so much as a hey nonny nonny. 10 days later, Henry married again, this time to Jane Seymour. Jane had a personal motto, quote, bound to obey and serve, unquote. Well, she obeyed Henry and soon served him up a son named Edward. Now Jane was set for life. Unfortunately, it was a short life, for in the same month, she died. Grief-stricken, Henry began looking for a mother for his son. In a 16th century version of photo dating, he sent the great painter Holbein to Europe to paint portraits of the eligible princesses. Eventually, Henry sacrificed beauty for politics, and he married Anne of Cleves. This brought England closer to Germany. Within the year, the marriage was on the rocks, but Henry kept Germany on his good side. Instead of beheading Anne of Cleves, he adopted her as his, quote, sister, unquote, and gave her enough money to buy a new dress every day. Kind of like Queen Nancy of Reagan. Henry then married one of Anne's maids of honor, Catherine Howard. Catherine Howard was his prettiest wife, and Henry minted a special coin to honor their marriage. On it, he called Catherine, quote, a rose without a thorn, unquote. Henry soon found a thorn when he found Catherine entwined with Thomas Culpeper. Shortly thereafter, Catherine and Culpeper were made shortly thereafter as they were taken to the Tower and beheaded. Henry's 6th and last wife was Catherine Parr. Catherine Parr was not only his queen, but also his nurse, as Henry was ill. Soon Catherine became Henry's widow, which means she obviously wasn't much of a nurse. But he got back at her. You see, he was laid to rest beside Jane Seymour. Even in death, Henry got around. All right, that's our story on the wild and crazy Henry. And, of course, this is the board upon which we play round 2. And Kathy, because you came in first in round 1, you get the proverbial 4 hitmen, and here they are. And Barbara, for coming in second in round 1, you get 3 hitmen, and here they are. Now, that's a combined total of 7 hitmen. To keep things nice and even, champ, we always give to the champ our 7 hitmen, and here they are. All right, in this round, the champion is going to fight each challenger one at a time. Players, a right answer knocks out an opponent's man, a wrong answer knocks out one of your own men. But when a challenger loses a man, she must stop playing while the champion then takes on the other challenger. The champion is trying to wipe out all the challenger's men. Each challenger, however, is trying to wipe out the champion's last man. The winner of the game will go on to try for our Triple Crown, worth $10,000 in cash. Now, Kathy, since you came in first in round 1, you get to decide who goes up against Leon first, you or Barbara.
I think I'll let Barbara.
That's real nice of you, Kathy. I'm sure Barbara wants to thank you. Don't you, Barbara?
Oh, yeah.
I figured as much. Okay, Barbara and Leon, here's the question. Henry married Catherine of Aragon because it was whose dying wish? Leon.
It was his father's dying.
It was indeed. And Barbara didn't lose the man. Kathy, you didn't have to wait long. Here you are up against Leon. Henry sent a great painter to paint whose portraits, Leon?
Oh, the most beautiful women in Europe, so he could make a choice.
No, it's eligible princesses. You had to specifically princesses, not just women. All right, that means the champ didn't lose the man. We stay with you, Kathy. All right, here's the question. Henry accused Anne Boleyn of what, Leon?
adultery with 5 guys.
Yeah, with 5 guys is right. And Kathy's hitting loose the man. We go back over to Barbara. Ready, Barbara? Set?
Ready.
Okay, here we go. What sex was a child which Anne Boleyn gave birth to, Barbara?
Female.
Female's right. You are right. Can't hitting loose the man. Okay. What was Jane Seymour's motto? Leon?
To obey and serve.
You are right. It was indeed. And Barbara hits loose the man. You're incredible, Leon. Great memory. We go back to Kathy, and here's the question. Kathy's 3 hitmen against the champ's 5. When Henry was promised in marriage for the first time, he was how old? Leon.
He was 12.
He was indeed 12. Kathy's hit with the man. Over to Barbara to take on this champ. Here it comes. Henry divorced Catherine of Aragon because he was in love with who? Barbara.
Anne Boleyn.
Anne Boleyn is right. Kathy's hit with the man. Okay, Barbara. I'm glad you got that because you've got 1 hitman left, and you could have been bye-bye before I said anything. You have 1 left. The champ has 4. You know what happens if he gets the question correctly, okay? Here it comes. How was Catherine Howard disposed of? Barbara.
Exile.
No, she was beheaded. We're going to exile you, though, Barbara. We're going to have to go over to Kathy, and it's up to Kathy to see what she does against Leon. Here are 2 hitmen against Leon's 4. Here's the question. Henry dumped Anne Boleyn because he had been hoping for what, Leon?
He wanted a son.
Yes, he did want a son, and Kathy hit loose the man. Okay, Kathy, you are down to your last hitman. If Leon answers this question correctly, I know you're pushing, but you got to be pushing it faster. And if Leon answers it right, he stays as the champ. Here's the question. Which of Henry's wives was a political marriage?
Anne Leeds. Anne of Cleves.
No, you said Lees first. No, you said Lees first. Got to take your first answer. It was Anne of Cleves. Okay. Leon's hit and lose the man down to 3. Kathy, you got a reprieve. Here's the next question. For which wife did Henry have a special coin minted to honor their Kathy?
Catherine
Oh, it's Catherine Howard. You hit and out, and Leon is the champ again. Oh, Leon. Well played. Well played, Leon. You're the champ again. Barbara, you bet you got $200 for round 1. I thank you for being with us. Kathy, that last name got you a little bit. But you still got yourself $300. Hope you had a good time on it, man. All right, champ Leon, you can have an opportunity to go for a Triple Crown for $10,000 in cash. We'll see if Leon can do it right after this. Last time you won $10,000, you kind of dedicated it to Michael, Todd, and Michelle, right?
Right.
To do it again?
Yeah.
Good luck to you. All right. The game is going to last 60 seconds. On that board over there, you see 8 columns, and each column is a number of circles. For example, in column 5, there are 3 circles. Now, you call out a column, and I'll read you a question based on either of the 2 stories you've heard today. If you're right, you change the first circle in that column into a money man, and I'll read you another question. I'll continue to read you questions until you change every circle in that column into a money man until you make a mistake. Now, if you make a mistake or you pass on a question, you've got to call out another column. All right? You fill up 1 column with money men, and you win $1,000. You fill up 2 columns with money men, and you win $2,000. And, of course, you fill up 3 columns with money men, and you win $10,000 in cash. What? Okay, Leon, as always, we're not going to see how many circles in each column because we're going to keep your back to the board for the entire game as it is now, and we're going to reset the board pattern. All right? Set the board. The game in the clock will begin when you call out your first column, and Leon, break a leg.
Column
8. What scene in Casablanca was shot in Van Nuys? Airport scene. Right. How was Anne Boleyn executed?
She had her head cut off.
She did indeed. There's your first another. 1. What part of Casablanca did Conrad Veidt play?
He played the Nazi commander.
Right. What was the name of Anne Boleyn's daughter?
Elizabeth.
Right. Casablanca won the Oscar for Best Picture in what year?
1943.
Right. There's your second column, another.
Column 2.
2. Who was the director of Casablanca?
Al Wallace.
Oh, another column.
3.
3. What was the full name of Henry's first wife?
Catherine of Aragon.
Right. Who sang As Time Goes By in Casablanca?
Sam.
Column 4. 4. Within how long of having a son did Jane Seymour die?
A year.
Another column. 5. Who told the studio that he wanted Bogart to play Rick?
Al Wallace.
Right. Who was Catherine of Aragon's mother?
Elizabeth. Column 6.
6.
I have no idea.
What was Conrad Veidt's weekly salary? 5,000 a week. Right. Michael Curtiz is what nationality? Hungarian. Right. Which of Henry's wives was sent to live in exile? Oh, right down to the wire. You got yourself 2,000. Right down to the wire. We had was column 6, right? We're right down to the last question. Ran out of time. $2,000. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, Leon, you realize you were one correct answer away from $10,000?
I had started, but not fast
Well, I tell you, when we were away on our commercial break, we became aware of a mistake we made. We asked you a question. The question was, who sang As Time Goes By in Casablanca? We were looking for Dooley Wilson as the answer. You said Sam. Sam is a correct answer, so you have just won yourself $10,000! Okay? Grand total of $26,300. How do you feel? Feeling all right? All right, what's more, you get to come back. Kid got in his gunner. I couldn't stand it. It may even get better. We'll see you next time on Hitman. Bye-bye.
Some of our players received Raft Blackhawk canned hams. They're all source smoked over genuine hickory and come in 3 distinct flavors: original hickory smoke, honey glaze, and barbecue glaze. Also Niagara, America's #1 selling spray starch. It helps prevent the heat penetration in soil and stains. You get a crisper, firmer finish with Niagara spray starch. Plus, wind down and really relax with Lipton herbal tea. It's a soothing blend of natural herbs, spices, and fruit, and absolutely no caffeine. It's delicious. Productions, in association with Multimedia Video Productions. This is Rob Robbie speaking.